There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz .jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.
Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to Marketing Me Live. So, we are live today for Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology, and we will be joined by speakers from Accenture and VXI Global. So before we start, may we invite everyone for the prayer followed by the national anthem and the NEUST march.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above the heavenly host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Ay
Thank you so much. So, welcome everyone to the event. So, again, we are live today for Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology. So, we welcome everybody to the event. By the way, I'm Shari, and I'll be your host for the webinar this morning. So, to officially start today's session, may we invite Engineer Feliciana B. Hakoba, EDD, SUC President 3 for NEUST. Ma'am,
Isang maganda at mapagpalang araw po sa inyong lahat. It is with great honor and pleasure to welcome you to this webinar. I am very glad to acknowledge our fresh graduates and other attendees for joining and spending time with us today here in our virtual room. Also, of course, to our resource speakers who will be properly introduced later, our partners in the industry and other sectors in the country. Thank you for sharing your insights and thoughts with our participants, for gracing this activity, for imparting your precious time with all of us. We really appreciate it. Allow me once again to congratulate you, our graduates, for reaching yet another milestones in your lives. For almost a month, we had held our recognition, moving up, and graduation ceremonies, during which your efforts were appreciated and recognized. But of course, equally significant to these celebrations are the experiences and opportunities that you will have in your job hunting as fresh graduates, as young professionals. Hence, your journey is far from over. In fact, it has just begun. That is the very reason we have gathered here today. As we all know, finding a good and stable job is both challenging and fulfilling, especially at this pressing time. Nonetheless, please allow us to impart some additional knowledge. Also, please know that NEUST, your alma mater, will always be here with you, even after you have graduated and earned your degrees. Though I know that we have taught you the needed quality of education you deserve, the skills, talents, every knowledge that you might need to equip you in the next chapter of your journey. There is still a room for additional knowledge that we can share to help you find a job a little bit easier. Therefore, just a few weeks after your graduation, we invited you here to prepare and equip you with the skills you need to get a good, stable job and to continue advance in your profession and career. On this note, I would like to again acknowledge the dedication and hard work of our working committee for making this activity possible. Especially, I would like to commend our Alumni Affairs and Placement Office Director, Dr. Philip Carlo P. Bulisay and his team for initiating this kind of webinar for the benefits of our young professionals. Once again, good morning, everyone. I wish you all a productive and meaningful day ahead. God bless us all.
Thank you for that, ma'am. So, to our audience today, please comment your name and course in the comment section so we know where our audience is from. And don't forget to share this video with your friends as well. So, attendance and evaluation will be released at the end of this webinar. So, please, if your friends are not here yet, please tag them so they don't miss out on this event today. So, here's our schedule for this morning. We have top skills companies look for by Accenture, interview tips by to be presented by VXI Global, and online applications to be presented by jobsnady.com. So thank you to those who are here and to those who came in on time. So please don't be shy to put in your questions after each speaker's presentation. We will do a Q&A po. Ayan. So let's go to our first speaker. So our first speaker for this morning is Ms. Jenny Peralta, Country Talent Strategy Lead for Accenture Incorporated. So she will be discussing top skills companies look for. Miss Jenny? Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning. Miss Jen on the backstage. Can we share your screen?
Yeah, so maybe while Jen is sharing, good morning, everyone. I'm Jenny Peralta, as introduced by Sherry. So I'll run you through the future skills, and Jen also, okay, my other colleague from Accenture, will be running the slides together with us. So, for one, thank you for attending this forum. I'm actually very excited to be with fellow educators and students, particularly the students, right? Because makes me feel young, knowing too that the students, as cliche as it may sound, really holds the key to the future, right? So it's best to understand what would the future holds and how you can contribute to shaping it. So if Jen, if you could just move to the next slide, allow me to start it with the statement that you see here. Okay, so we don't wait for the new normal; we actually build it. So the future is not really about understanding or knowing what's out there, but being able to have the agility to understand and define what each of us can do so that we can evolve with the change, anticipate it, and be open enough to embrace what will come our way. Okay, and do whatever is needed to be able to deal with it. So if we are to take a look at what had been changes, Jen, if you can move on, what had been changing, I mean, and what we are to anticipate as the future of work, as you can see on the slide, it says that um, there's a certain number already of our workforce by 2025 that needs to adopt new skills. Okay, but if you are taking a look at the skills, while technology would play a key role, okay, in reshaping our future of work, what's key will remain to be the core thinking skills, okay, that we have, which we will need to continue to develop and hone among ourselves. But as we hone these skills, what's critical is that we understand also the realities, okay, that go with the changes. And I will be sharing those with you in a bit. What are the realities as far as human experience is concerned? And what are the realities in technology that would enable us to adjust and further develop what we call the top 10 skills of the future? All right. And so when you take a look at the top 10 skills of the future, Jen, if we can move to the next slide, you can see here what had just been identified in the World Economic Forum's Future of Job report. Okay, so you see a combination both of core and technology skills. However, as I have alluded to earlier, while technology will play a major role, Jen, if you can, next slide, please. What will predominantly be critical are what we call still the core skills or soft skills, as other companies would term them. Okay, the thing is that while they may be termed as core skills, even before the pandemic, um, it is noteworthy to share with you that a lot of global development experts have actually stated that what we term as core skills should be labeled already as hard skills. Why? Because they go beyond just the knowledge component of it. They're more difficult than what we call or term as the hard skills. Because for the hard skills, you have you can learn the process, you can learn the steps, you can break down the knowledge that you would have to understand, so to enable you to have acquire those skills. However, with the core or the soft skills that was termed before, it goes beyond learning. What's needed is the constant application, more so the mindfulness that you continuously acquire and practice the behavior, so that this so-called soft core skills are manifested or applied in the way we work. So I will go back to this core skills in a bit, but let me just share with you the criticality of why we need to focus on this. Jen, if we can move on to the next slide, please. Okay. So it is important that as we evolve, okay, we understand the realities that are coming our way. What you see now are what we call four moments of truth, or the four new realities. So we have human experience, as they call it, technology, work, and sustainability. So what do we mean by human experience? I think you know right now that human behavior has changed since the start of pandemic. A lot of us, in fact, are using more and more online platforms, even in our day-to-day, in fulfilling our day-to-day tasks. A number of your parents, perhaps relatives, or even you have shifted to online grocery shopping, which is not so predominant, right, as a behavior pre-pandemic. But there's an increase right now in the shift of people moving technologies. We used to gather in plenaries, but we are using collaboration tools right now, similar to this StreamYard that we're using is one of the platform. We have Zoom, we have WebEx, and all the other collaboration or online tools that are made available already prior to pandemic. So that just shows that the experience in terms of consuming things or moving with our day-to-day life has changed. That's driven by technology. But it's not the technology that's primarily driving it, right? It is the experience from the human aspect. The technology just becomes the tool that would enable that, and it will serve as a lifeline for companies. Lifeline because those that take advantage of technology will be able to flourish. So if I may share with you an example, during the pandemic, I think you're aware that a lot of restaurants or the food industry really had a hard time thriving, right, because of the closing of the shops and the lockdowns. However, if you take a look at Starbucks as an example, it continued to flourish and even increase its sales during the pandemic. Why? Because they made use of technology. They partnered with Microsoft. They had partnership with Uber Eats on the logistics side of companies, so that they get to maximize and turn majority, or let's say about 90% of their orders into something that can be fulfilled remotely, either via deliveries or just via cafe pickup or store pickup. So here you can, so with that you could see that technology is actually a tool to enhance the human experience, so that the way we do work could also change, and the way we serve people will change, which is basically the reason for the evolution of businesses. So as we pertain to work, you know that how we do things right now is different. A lot of companies have resorted to work from home, and now that we're shifting back into getting into the office, we really don't see 100% of work being done in office anymore, because we have put in a lot of technologies that would allow people to be productive anywhere, okay, and everywhere they want to work. Accenture, in fact, had started this future of work research and global initiative since 2020. And right now, we're identifying what we call an omni-connected setup in the work environment. And that just means that people can be productive and can achieve flexibility wherever, whenever, and however they would want to work. So that's defining also how we're going to move forward in managing our business, in catering to our talents, and basically dealing with our clients, enabling us to evolve successfully as a business, which brings us to the fourth component, and that's sustainability. Okay, we need to seize growth. We need to innovate through people. We need to understand what are the evolution in terms of human experience, what are the new realities in ways of working and in technology, so that then we can create and invent or innovate new work trends that would allow us to be pioneering in how we do things. All right. So with these new realities, of course, there are still technological changes that we would have to account for, or we also have to understand or be adept with to further propel us into what we call a successful business model. So, Jen, if you could move to that. So the four realities earlier are basically on the human side. This is on the technological side. So these are some five technology trends that we can expect to continuously be utilized in the future. So let me just run them through quickly. Stack strategically is just being able to make better use of data so that you can, as the term would imply, stack them and allow the youth to churn the data that would make it faster to insight, okay, and therefore evolve or create new products. In fact, Stack strategically is one of the is one of the technology used by Moderna, so that they are able to come up with the vaccine in a more in a faster way. Mirrored world is basically just what we call the twin realities, right? Is being able to create mirror the world that we're in, as the term implies, and create new visions so that we can make use of the power of massive digital twins. iTechnologies is just basically us having the capacity to improve our technological quotient, to be aware of the technological trends out there. Accenture, in fact, for its more than 200,000 employees or for 500,000 employees, objective is to train all of this, okay, all of these employees into what we call TQ. So that's just one of the upskilling programs that we have in our company, and it's intended for us to be aware of this evolving technology. So we become, so the I is basically us representing the evolution of these things. Anywhere, everywhere is really a matter of us bringing our own environment, okay, changing how we do things and the way we are working, such that it's not location specific. So then, even the way we deal with talents is kind of what we call a into a borderless or boundaryless kind of approach. It's not just about having access to other talents beyond our geographies, beyond our current location, but also being able to extend work in such a way that where people will still be productive, okay, regardless of how or where they are performing the task. In fact, in the anywhere, everywhere, you will see more the expansion or of utilizing tools, virtual tools such as an Oculus. I don't know if you've heard of that. Okay, so Oculus right now is one of those Google type kind of tool that we're using in Accenture to build our metaverse. So the metaverse is like being able to be in another universe. And that's where learning happens. We design our learning and development programs via the metaverse already so that people still feel included. They're still part of the overall experience as if they're face to face with each other despite working in a separate location. So I've seen actually the use of Oculus like 2 years before pandemic in a leader conference in Singapore. But I see more and more utilization of that, primarily for companies who are quite advanced already in the way they're designing their ways of working. From me to we is, as I have alluded to, the experience is basically being able to integrate platforms or technologies together. In fact, an example of this is Singapore's health pass that uses blockchain or AIs so that they could have a multi-party system and track, okay, what they track, people movement, track people's health, primarily during the pandemic period. So I know I've mentioned a lot already, but just to refocus the discussion, what I've been sharing are basically the realities, both on the human and the technology side, that makes it important right now for us to focus on the key skills that, while they were termed as hard skill, or soft skills, are really the hard skills that we need for the future. Okay, so Jen, if you can move on to the next slide, please. Next one, please. Okay, so these are the eight core skills that I've basically referenced to earlier. I will not really drain down everything in what each of this means, but quickly share what we're looking for in the in the business context as we pertain to each of their skills. So ambiguity is the skill that we need to nurture in such a way that we overcome our natural inclination to just always know what's out there. Okay, we do have expectations that we will be told what's needed, that there will be a definite goal and a definite way to do projects or to complete a task even before the start. And this is there's an expectation that they won't change. Well, the thing is, that's not true, right? In the business context, everything is changing. Primarily, if you are in a company as complex and as big as Accenture, you do know that there's the change is nonstop. It's a constant change out there, not just brought about by your business, but also by your external environment. So ambiguity becomes key. The tolerance for it, okay, the tolerance to be able to still handle whatever will come our way, even if there are times a lot of curveballs are thrown at us, but still have that confidence, right? And even in the absence of complete information or changing information to proceed. Um, that's why it is important too that we keep our curiosity always nourished. Okay? Don't lose the curiosity that you have, particularly when you're young, okay, and you are still young. And I'm talking to the students right now, because what would allow us to insight and create new perspective in this future where we are constantly experimenting and anticipating what might come our way, is really that of curiosity. So we need to constantly be curious of things so that we're not scared to ask, what does this mean? Okay, what will it bring to us, and why are we even needing it? And if we are asking those questions to feed our curiosity, of course, we have to maintain that openness in us. If you are, once you're a graduate, you would feel that you know a lot of things. When you're in the business, you're moving up the ladder. The higher you are, you feel also that you know as much already, and that time scales the openness in us. So in Accenture, we constantly emphasize that the way to be agile, the way to move forward, and the way to be successful in whatever we're doing is keeping that openness and the humility to know that there are diverse experiences, there are altering, or should we say divergent opinions, and we would always have to be open to respect that, to be able to harness the best, okay, which is a factor of the collaboration of all. Then we can innovate, okay? We can start looking at what can be done for the business, which leads us to entrepreneurship and empathy. It's shifting the understanding of what's really needed, what's out there, deeply empathizing with the users that may need um, new products or new innovations, and that's the one that would fuel or propel us to move towards the creation of new services, or maybe reinventing and enhancing our processes in such a way that they provide new opportunities. Resilience is something that I don't think I would have to talk more about. I think you've heard that through the pandemic, a lot of companies are focusing more on building resilience among their people. And that's critical primarily because of the mental strain that, isolation as well as lack of social interaction had brought in. So resilience, optimism, rapport, and relationships are the three key focus too in ensuring that we have a thriving workforce in Accenture. You cannot put this down because basically, even if we provide all the support in the via organization resources, tools, and systems, If within ourselves we're not able to have the resiliency enough to look positively, to recharge, and to be optimistic about how we do things and what the future may hold, oftentimes it serves as a stumbling block in moving towards the fulfillment of our function and our role. If you notice, I'm not really talking so much of the technology, uh, high complex, or should we say the technology terms, okay, as I'm looking at the future of skills or as I'm sharing the future of skills. Why? Because whatever new skills and technology that you will acquire, in 3 months or 6 months, the technology will change. Okay, so it's not really understanding that, but it's primarily having this skills that you see on the screen that would allow you to learn them rapidly, to apply them at work, and be able to fulfill whatever work requirement is brought your way, okay, when you're handling work. Of course, action as the last one is critical, right? What you're going to do about the learning, about the realizations, about the experience you've had, will translate now into successful application that would result to high performance, not just for yourself, for your team, but for the organization. So, with all these 8 skills, when you take a look at work, maybe maybe let me just put it in the context of Accenture. When you take a look at work in Accenture, while we're pioneering in technology and while you see a lot of new things in technology that will come our way, we are very positive that it's not the technology changes that would throw us off, but it is actually the power of our talents, okay, the tenacity that they have in them, the values that they acquire that would enable us to move forward and continue to be a sustainable and successful organization that would, fulfill the promise of technology through human ingenuity, which is basically the purpose of Accenture as shared externally and globally. All right, so Jen, if we can move on to the next slide. So just to wrap all of these things together that I've shared, despite all of the new technological terms that you will be hearing, the process and the tools that will come your way, I hope that through my sharing, you're able to further digest that the skills and the ability to learn new skills are basically still crucial in the future workforce. It is still you, your personal values, your commitment to constantly learn, and aligning your values to the organization that would allow you to succeed wherever you come in and to bring value to the organization that you'll be part of. Because innovation is not brought about by technology alone. Innovation will surface from the curiosity of human people, from the empathy we have in understanding what needs to be created, and from your passion and desire to continuously serve. All right, so Jen, if you could move on. I guess I can end my sharing but with this quote that says, when the winds of change blow, some people build walls, others build windmills. I think nothing is more apt right now than this one, sharing that technology will keep on evolving. The future is something that we will never be certain of. So rather than being scared about it, let's be the one and put walls. Let's be the one to propel uh, the changes into the future. Let's be the one to invent the future that we want by staying true to what we know as um, the essentials of the future, which is respecting humanity and being able to grow along with it, and just using technology as the tool to propel our growth and our success forward. So let me end my slide there, as I think there might be Q&A. Before that, though, I hope that the sharing is something that you have found useful, and that if you'd like to know more about our Accenture or take part of our company, I understand that you see on your chat right now the website www.jobs@180.com/Accenture. So if you could click on that link, and try to explore more about what we can offer you as a company. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Jenny. Ayan. So, to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So, ma'am, to give them time to think about their questions, I listed a couple po for you po. So, ma'am, you mentioned about reskilling and upskilling a while ago. May we just ask how is this implemented company side? Like, is this an hour training every quarter, or is this a module based um learning session. Can you just help us understand this po?
Okay. Accenture invests millions of dollars actually in employee development. So we have a multi-pronged approach. We have a series of what we call on-demand skills. So thousands of modules can be accessed by all employees, okay, on demand anytime that they want. On top of the mandatory curriculum that's provided or determined year on year, and the mandatory programs are layered into two. One for three individual development. There are also those that are identified for the team and those identified for the entire Accenture, which is globally set. These are being tracked on a monthly and on a quarterly basis. There are learning dashboards that are being reported. So, but it's not just when you're already in Accenture. Even coming into Accenture, we have a lot of internship and boot camps that would allow you to, allow us to bring up to speed any new hire we have, so that when they're on the ground, they can hit it running. More so, we also have what we call near hire trainings. Near hire trainings are for even for undergraduates who would want to have the chance to get into Accenture. If for as long as they have the proximity skills, then they can get into the near hire training and they have the opportunity to be part of the open demand, to fill in the open demands that are made available.
Thank you for answering the question, ma'am. My next question would be, can you prove the misconceptions wrong about like global industries like BPOs, RPOs, etc. Um, there are a couple of misconceptions, and we just wanted to ask your clarification so that our audience, layman's people, students, near graduates and people who will just be entering the industry po. So they just be clarified, or kung ano po yung mga haka-haka or gossip na narinig nila, it can be cleared up.
Sure. What are these misconceptions that you
The the most common that we hear, ma'am, is ay hindi ako masyadong galing sa English, hindi ako pwede sa mga global companies.
Okay. All right. uh Global company is not about, being in a global company, it's not about fluency, but it's about communication effectiveness. So what do I mean by that? It's not how well you pronounce, enunciate, or the accent you have in English, but it's being able to relay your thoughts effectively. Okay, in whatever form you can do that. Okay, maybe you can speak slower than the others, but you see, the ideal thing about being in a global company is this: they're more respectful of cultural differences. You'd be surprised. I'm in global calls. There are different dialects at times I don't understand, but we don't take it against the speaker. In fact, being a global company, you're more respectful to be the one to adjust and understand what's being relayed. Of course, each of us do have the responsibility to learn, to communicate effectively, right? To express our thoughts. But I guess that's one way of clarifying the misconception. You're far better off actually in a global company not to be judged by how you talk, but by the content of what you're saying and how you're communicating.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Next question. What would be your advice to fresh grads who would be joining the workforce soon? Do the employers, do the companies expect them to have these key skills before they get hired? Or can they eventually learn it once they're inside the company, companies?
Well, as graduates, let's say you're coming from, I understand UST is a what we call this, a technology university, right? So you already have the basic understanding of what we call the hard skills. So coming in, it's really eight core skills that I've shared with you that's critical. In fact, a lot of our fallouts, our turnover, is not because they're not passing the boot camp or the development programs that's given to them, but it's because of them giving up, right? It's not having the right skills to be tenacious enough to persevere, to understand the changes, and if they don't, to have the humility to get support. Because Accenture, as it is a very supportive company. And most of the times, the challenge we encounter among new hires is not really the misfit in terms of skills, but the misfit in the motivation and the aspiration to stay, because definitely the first 3 to 6 months will be difficult. Even I, as an experienced hire, had difficulty. Okay, within my first 6 months, I almost gave up. Okay, in fact, I told my boss, I said the company is too complex. After 3 months, I think I'm going to move out. And then she said, Jen, give it a year. It's really a complicated company, which I did. And on my eighth to ninth month, I think I figured it out. And then I realized, yeah, true enough, it's our openness to know that it's part of it, and just be careful about our pride and ego as our new hire. Okay, don't feel that everything is a failure. It's always about being able to move forward through every failures that makes us succeed in our in our endeavors.
Thank you for sharing your story, ma'am. I think that validates po yung mga struggles and other challenges ng mga graduates natin this year po. Ayan. So, Miss Jen, on behalf of NEUST and on behalf of jobs20.com, we thank you very much for sharing your time today for the webinar. And we hope we can invite you again, ma'am, for future sessions, for future other universities naman po.
Thank,
Thank you, Miss Jen.
thank you,
Have a
Sherry.
great day, ma'am.
You too. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. So to our audience, feel free to put in your questions in the comment section. Huwag niyong sayangin yung time with our speakers. If you have questions or if you want something, if you want to clear something, pwede niyo ilagay sa comment section natin. Ayan. So next speaker for this morning, we have Sir Billy Joe Dela Cruz, Talent Acquisition Associate for VXI Global. He will be discussing interview tips. Sir Billy earned his bachelor's degree from Tarlac State University, where he served as an active student leader and public servant. He joined VXI last August 2021 as a talent acquisition associate, handling sourcing initiatives such as assisting applicants, performing class visits for new hires, and manning out-of-town events and job fairs. To succeed in life, Billy says that it is important that you always believe in yourself and trust God's perfect timing. So before Sir Billy open the floor, we have a short video to play.
Hello, I'm Vixie, the automated recruitment assistant of VXI Philippines. Do you want to know how to jumpstart an awesome career? Join VXI and be part of the International ICT Award 2019's Best Employer of the Year finalist, Best Company of the Year, Best Contact Center, Most Innovative Company of the Year for 2 years, Hall of Fame for Best Contact Center and BPO Company of the Year for 2017, 2018, and 2019. We are hiring account representatives for customer service, sales, and technical support. Find us in a site near you. Quezon City, Makati City, Mall of Asia, Pasay, Clark, Pampanga, and Davao City. Enjoy a competitive compensation package and industry best incentives. Apply via Facebook Messenger at VXIPH. Email us at careersph@vxi.com. Text your full name, location, and preferred interview schedule to 0917-777-5555 for Luzon and 0965-932-9745 or 0961-757-8361 for Davao. We can't wait to have you on the team soon. Apply now!
Hi, Becky.
Hello.
You
Hi.
can now
Morning.
share your screen.
Yeah, sure. I can share my screen already. Okay.
So let's wait for it.
Yep.
Ayan.
Mhm. Okay na siya.
Mhm.
So, yep.
Yes, yan. Okay na po. So I'll be back
Yes.
for Q&A na lang po. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
sure. Thank you so much, Sherry. So, yeah, hello. Good morning. Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology. Hi, my name is Billy from Talent Acquisition Sourcing Team here in Clark, here in VXI Global Holdings. So, for now, our topic for today is all about virtual interviews and interview tips. So, um, I'll be giving you some interview tips as well. So, how will you ace those interviews during your interviews for those companies as well? Okay. First, we have two agenda, which is one is preparing for a virtual interview, and the second one is the interview tips as well. Okay. But first, let's go through the virtual interview preparation. First, we have a tech. Your test your technology beforehand, so yeah, you need to identify what tools you should use as well for those companies should be applied, and always check your audio and your video input and output, guys, and find the most sustainable camera angle like mine as well, and check your reliability of your internet connection. Okay, and our next is wear a professional attire and do a lot of research for the company's cultures and dress code. Yeah, because all of the companies that does have a dress code as well. If you can wear a professional attire, or you can just wear a semi formal attire as well, and dress the same as you would when you will be having a face-to-face interviews as well. Okay, of course, do not over accessorize. Okay, so do not put anything. It's okay to if you have your forma like a Korean forma or what kind of forma is that, but yeah, don't over accessorize. Okay, and also for those men and women, do groom yourself as well. Okay, to have that fresh look when you are having a virtual or a interview face to face or in virtual interview as well. Okay, our third is limit distractions. Okay, choose a room to that is clean and professional looking, so the interviewer can focus their attention on you and not on what is around you. Okay, so better to go to a quiet place as well, that you have your privacy to talk to your interviewer, and no more distractions as well. Okay, and tell people you are sharing space with about the area you'll be using for your interview as well. For example, kung nasa bahay ka, sabihan mo muna sila mami, daddy, nanay, tatay, kuya, or ate, that or pati mga kapitbahay nyo na, or you will be having a virtual interview, so please be quiet as well. And I think much better if you have that noise voice headset, so that you or your voice only can heard by your interviews as well. Okay, and lace pets in a designated room during critical working hours as well. Okay, and you need to ace the interview. Okay, acing the interviews, this is the preparation. Preparation is the key as well, based to Arthur Arche, that one important key to success is a self-confidence, and an important key to self-confidence is preparation. Okay, so you need to be prepared when you are going, or when you are having a virtual interview on a face-to-face interview as well. Okay, and yep, for now, the preparation is key. Yeah, this is what I said for those applicants that I've been encountered here in our company, that you need to be prepared. You need to have that plans your answers for commonly asked interviews question, like how can you please tell me something about yourself? You need to be prepared with that as well. And better to give your interviewer high IA's English communication skills, but basic English is okay as well. And do a lot of research about the company that you've been applying for, and look carefully on the job description, guys. This is the most important when you are getting or knowing those companies, know the job's description, okay? Kung saan tayo mas magagaan ang life, kung saan tayo mas mag enjoy, and note your relevant qualification as well, okay? But and also prepare relevant examples of your work achievements and the experiences, so that's what include to your CV or to your resume as well. Okay, and use professional body language. Um, Mostly when there are those applicants, they have their own body language. They do like this, they do like they're handling those both hands as well, or they're hindi sila mapakali sa location nila. But in general, focus on your posture, and then be aware of your facial expression. Make an eye contact to your interviewer, and mind your tone and voice pitch as well. Okay, so that's the general importance when you will be having a face-to-face interview, guys. Okay, first, yeah, focus on your posture. Just beware with the facial expression. Don't make your ugliest expression during your interview. So you need to be confident on it as well. Okay. Of course, hindi mawawala dyan yung eye contact natin with the interviewer, so that they know that you really need this job. Okay. So you want to pass me because I have an eye to eye contact to you, and I have that tone of my English speaking as well, and the voice of the pitch. Okay. With regards to the tone and the voice, please, wag tayong sisigaw, wag tayong magtataas ng notes sa or pitch sa mga interviewers natin. We act like a professional applicants as well. Okay? For the virtual interviews as well, sit up straight like me. Sit up straight and ensure your camera is properly positioned, so your face is in the middle of your screen. Okay? So kailangan natin nakagitna lang sa ating mga camera, wag tayong pupunta sa gilid or wag tayong titingin lang sa baba na nakaganyan. Okay? So better to straightforward lang tayo sa camera and look at your camera as well. Okay? And find other ways to greet and exude enthusiasm, like smiling and giving a confident wave with eye contact as well. Okay, and yeah, like I was said a while ago, Arthur Neri said one important key to success is a self-confident, and important key to self-confident is a preparation. Okay, that's it for today's topic. I hope you will get some information about the tips and what you should be wearing during those interviews as well. Okay.
Thank you for that, Billy. So now we open the
Yeah.
questions from our
Sure.
audience.
Mm-hmm.
So before we do that,
Mm-hmm.
to give them time to think about their questions, I already listed down my
Yeah,
questions.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Question: what do you consider a red flag in an applicant?
Okay, what do we consider the red flag? Actually, we don't have a red flag when it comes to the applicants, because we have a minimum job qualification. So I think it is not a red flag, but I think it's very red flag when it comes to the applicants if they have that attitude. Yep, they have that attitude on their own, and didn't know how to proper greet those employees to a company. So that is a red flag for them. So better to say good morning every time you will go walk in to a company as well. So good morning, or say now do your smile and greet them as well with those employees. Okay.
So being impolite, no, yung mga
Yes, being
disrespectful.
impolite.
Ayan. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Hi.
Next question would be, um, can you negotiate salary? Like, do you believe fresh grads can negotiate salary?
Well, regards with that, well, for me, yes, you can negotiate your salary with those fresh grad, but sometimes if you can, yeah, you can negotiate, but sometimes if you have that um negotiating somewhere, it parang lumalaki kasi yung ano mo, parang, or you're just a fresh grad, why you need this money, something, why you need this compensation, that bigger compensation, even you don't have any working experience yet. But yeah, you can negotiate in a proper way, not, for example, fresh grad and then you're expecting salary is that's 30,000 already. It's all good, but um lower your what do you call this, your compensation as well. So yeah, sometimes I encounter that applicants, or some applicants that have that they're a fresh grad but they have that higher compensation. Well, guys, to give you some um well, this is my AD's advice as well. While you are working, kung yung pera lang yung inahanap mo, hindi ka mag stay sa isang company. So better to find first, or get an experience first, and then you can negotiate those compensation that you need.
Thank you for that, sir. So next question would be the requirements that they need before they get
Mhm.
onboarded by the company.
Okay, so the all requirements that you need, job seekers, is just your updated resume, and then well, here in VXI we accept your updated resume, do your walk-ins, and bring your resume, and then two valid IDs, or if you have a vaccination card as well. If you do a um, face-to-face interview in our recruitment hub here in VXI Clark. But if you do a virtual, you can send your resume to www.jobs180.com/VXI as well. Okay. But yeah, the requirements is just a updated resume and then a vaccination card. That's the most important as well.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. Sir, may
Mm-hmm.
we ask if the company will be assisting the new hires or the would be hires to get
Mm-hmm.
their like SSS numbers, PhilHealth numbers, and so on.
Well, Sherry, here in our company here in VXI, even you don't have yet any SSS number or an NBI clearance, post ID, we accept applicants as well. You don't have that, and if you pass or if you ace those interviews, you will be um, doing your documents, which is the SSI. You can follow up that as well.
Okay, so you can give
Hmm.
it na lang po, sir, ng
Yes, during your
active.
trainings, something like that. If you're already hired here in VXI.
Got it, sir. Ayan. So
Hmm.
to our audience, to our viewers, the
Yeah.
link for VXI's career portal is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. It's jobs180.com/VXI. Billy, on behalf of jobs180.com and on behalf of NEUST, we thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to having you in future sessions with other universities naman.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Sherry, and have a good day.
Have a great day po. Ayan. So next up, Our last topic for this session is online applications. So this will be presented by Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director of jobs20.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. So, Sir Kim, you know the drill. Please take it away.
Afternoon, everyone. Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number one, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, ito ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, meron kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpleto ang detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis ay makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan. Ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng mga kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kayang-kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Ina sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na akit bahay gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon, interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan, blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi yung dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis. Because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto ka niya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step, like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Di ba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills o sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Di ba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Huwag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pag-process sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So yan. So tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. if you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan. Hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo. Update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, diba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long band or short band paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long band paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number one, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data. Pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi. O, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay, again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay, baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo na nagsasabing be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you. Hello? I'm not sure kung ano nangyari kay Ma'am Shari. Parang nawala yata siya. So, guys, baka may questions kayo. Meron kayong anything that you'd like to ask? While we're waiting for your questions, you can just post it dyan sa comment section. Kung meron kayong gusto tanungin, anything, or may nakalimutan kayong tanungin sa mga previous speaker, baka sakali, I'll be able to address those questions. So, feel free to put it here. Yan. While you're thinking of your questions, paalala ko lang sa mga taga-NEUST, don't forget to go check out the opportunities sa dedicated school portal ninyo. Yung nagsuscroll po sa screen right now, then sa nakikita ninyo. Go to schools with an S, schools.jobs180.com/NEUST. Marami po kayong makita dyan mga companies, most of which are your industry partners, mga partner ng school ninyo. Kaya mas mabilis na po makapag-apply. All you need to do is create your resume link and then submit. Now, another thing din, gusto ko lang din ipahabol sa mga gumawa ng resume link or gagawa pala ng resume link, you can use your school official email address na issued. Sometimes, di ba, yung mga school natin, nag-issue sila ng mga email address, provided by the school. You can use it to register. Pero paalala ko lang, once you leave the school, baka hindi naman na ninyo magagamit yan. So, para hindi na kayo mahirapan na palitan pa or tandaan na kailangan nyo palitan, you can make use of your personal email address instead para you don't need to change anything. Okay? Now, sa mga nakagawa na ng resume link using those school official issued na email addresses, you just need to edit it. Okay, edit nyo na kaagad para hindi nyo na makalimutan. At sigurado naman ako gagraduate kayo sooner or later, 'di ba? Sure ako 'yan. Kahit ano pang year ninyo ngayon, kung freshman man kayo, sophomore, junior, even if you're in senior high school, just in case may nakikinig ngayon na senior high school or may trabaho na nawalan ng trabaho, no? Or naghahanap ng trabaho na iba, pwede kayo gumawa ng resume link. Now, there's a question here posted sa chat. Lahat po ba ng industries nasa Jobs 180? Iba-iba po kasi ang mga pero I think most of the major industries, I think yes, mapa maritime man yan, mapa aviation, mapa hospitality, mapa retail, IT of course, banking, finance, you check them out. Marami sobra, too many to mention. You check them out. Okay? Now, in case lang wala po dyan, huwag natin pilitin. Sabi ko nga, kung meron, kung wala, wala. Diba? Ngayon, kung wala, baka ngayon wala sila. Baka wala silang hiring ngayon. Baka wala silang opportunities that are being offered. No? So, they won't be there. Baka later on, baka meron na, then you'll be able to explore. Now, speaking of industries and specialization, even if wala po kayo, even if hindi nyo specialization yung gusto nyo applyan, pwede rin po yun. Sorry, ulitin ko yung sentence ko. In case lang you want to apply to a company that is not aligned with your course. Example lang, graduate ka as engineering. Tapos yung a-applyan mo, dapat po ba engineering din? Pwede pong hindi. Pwede po kayo mag-apply sa kahit na sa ibang industry. Kahit gusto nyo education, pwede rin. Marami rin pong schools. May kita kayo mga schools nandyan, ng mga partner natin ng mga schools. They're also hiring. So, pwede kayo mag-explore. Wala pa tong limit. Now, in terms of limit, ayan din isang paalala ko sa mga nakikinig, wala pong bawal sa dami ng pwedeng applyan. Pwede kayo mag-apply to as many companies as you want to for as long as you do your research. Wag yung tira lang ng tira, yung lakas tsamba kung tawagin. Di ba? Click ng click, na maubos mo yung isang oras mo sa kaka-click, sa kaka-apply. Pwede naman yun, hindi naman siya bawal. Pero ito ang mangyayari. Sayang yung oras ninyo . Eventually, if you don't do your research and those companies will call you or contact you, one of those questions they might be asking you, is, what do you know about the company? Or why did you apply for that specific company or specific position? Kapag hindi ka nakasagot nun, isa lang ibig sabihin nun, hindi ka nag-research, no? Hindi ka nag-prepare. Baka ang ginawa mo talagang nag-click ka lang ng click, bahala na kung may tumawag sa inyo or hindi. So don't do that. Sayang lang oras nyo, tsaka sayang din yung magiging oras ng HR. Okay? So kung meron pa kayong tanong, just feel free to put your questions here. Huwag kayong mahiya, no? Kahit ano gusto yung tanongin. Tanong niyo lang sa akin. Anything, no? Kung sakaling hindi ko na maalam, sasabihin ko rin sa inyo. Speaking of that, just in case napunta kayo sa interview din later on at tinanong kayo ng isang question na hindi nyo rin alam yung sagot, huwag kayo mag-imbento. Okay? Huwag kayo mag-imbento. I'd rather, as an HR, I'm speaking as an HR, I'd rather you tell me yung totoo na hindi mo alam o hindi mo naintindihan yung tanong or hindi mo alam yung sagot dun sa tanong na yon, than you pretend you know the question and you try to go around and answer the question tapos mali pala yung sagot ninyo, 'di ba? Imbis na maging okay yung resulta ng interview, baka hindi lang, baka it goes either way. I mean the other way around. Baka hindi maging okay pa, no, yung resulta ng interview nyo. So yan. Oh, by the way, si Ma'am Shari is back. Yan.
Thank you for
wala
waiting,
kayo.
sir. Nawala ako a while ago. 2 questions, sir. Is that okay?
Sure. Sige. Oo.
First question po, is it okay to apply to jobs or positions that are unrelated or totally far
Yes.
from the degree that you
Natawa
have?
lang ako. Kasi while you were out, Ma'am Shari, in fact, I use that as an example to the audience. No? Kahit na walang connect sa kanilang course or walang connect sa kanilang specialization, they can apply, they can explore to those companies for as long as they really want those position. And it's something that they did the research din. No? Mag-apply. Check muna kung ano yung a-applyan nila kahit walang connect sa course. To answer the question, yes, of course, pwede.
Sir, may question si Sir Philip. Lahat po ba ng industries na
Nasagot ko rin.
Okay.
Nasabi ko na rin. Yan yung isang na-answer ko rin kanina. Most of the industries, if not all, are already in jobs on 80. Yun nga lang, of course, iba-iba. No? Sabi ko nga, extreme. May iba, aviation. May iba dyan, nasa maritime. Yung iba dyan, siguro, IT, technology, diba? Banking, finance, retail. Iba-iba eh. No? Halo-halo. So, you can just check them out. Yun ang sabi ko sa audience, check them out. They can check the link that is being scrolled here on the screen, schools.jobsonid.com/NEUST. Marami po dyan mga company partners na ng school ninyo. You can check the location, you can check kung ano yung kanilang mga ino-offer. No, marami po. Pwede nyo tignan. Ayan. And you can also check out jobs180.com, as in mismong jobs180.com. Marami rin pong mga opportunities doon. Magpa-plug na rin ako in case lang people, you have friends, you have family members, relatives, or whoever nakilala nyo na gusto maging part ng jobs180.com, kami mismo ay hiring din. Now, sa Jobs180, we're hiring for web developers. So kung kayo ay nasa IT field and you want to check this out, go to jobs180.com at hanapin nyo lang Jobs180 to see the details, yung mga detailed requirement namin. Okay? So, everyone is welcome to apply. Yan po. Customer support, we're also looking for more people to add dun sa customer support team. In case you're interested, submit your resume link sa atin, sa Jobs180. Okay? Ayan na.
Okay. Thank you for that, sir. So, to officially close our session for this morning, Sir Kim, can Sir Carlo P. Balisay, RN, PhD, Director for Alumni Affairs and Placement Office, join us here in the stream?
Sige, sure.
Sir Philip?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Ma'am Shari.
Ayan. Sir, okay lang ba na cam off kayo? Wala
Naka-off
kayong
ako.
cam eh.
Ayan.
On my end po, walang cam.
Wait lang.
Pero sir, I can hear you loud and clear naman po. Okay. Net issue daw yun, sir. Okay na po. Okay lang daw po.
Okay. So, sa mga nakikinig, una-una, we thank you sa Jobs 180 for the opportunity to share yung mga insights on how our fresh grads can kumbaga ma-utilize nila yung
Ayan, nawala din po si Sir Philip. I think it's internet connection. Ayan, sir, you're back.
Yan. Okay,
Nawala
yes,
ka
ma'am. Okay na,
earlier
ma'am.
ago. Yes, sir, you're loud and clear.
Yan. So, like to thank you, Jobs 180, sa ating mga naging speakers, sila Ma'am Jenny, Sir Billy, at si Sir Kim. Hopefully, itong mga new knowledge na natanggap ng mga fresh grads namin, magamit nila in their next chapter ng kanilang buhay, which is to be a part of the contributing community. And maraming salamat for allowing us to be a partner sa Jobs 180. And nakakatuwa kasi as we progress dito sa ating hinaharap ngayon na may pandemic, may ganitong situation, nakakapag-adjust din pala ang paraan kung paano tayo ma-hire, kung paano tayo mag-apply sa trabaho. And hopefully through this webinar with partnership with Jobs 180, makatulong tayo. And don't worry, we will do this sa mga batch na susunod, and kasi it's very helpful talaga. Malaking bagay talaga yung opportunity for the new grads na magkaroon sila ng insights and paano nila i-deliver o paano nila ibebenta yung sarili nila sa mga companies. And yun, maraming salamat Jobs 180 and also to our speakers, sa mga nag-register, sa mga nakikinig, sa mga nanonood sa Facebook Live. Please do share yung link na to. At alam ko to, it's a recorded and pwede nyo panoorin ulit sa site ng Jobs 180 para ma-refresh kayo and matulungan nyo rin yung mga classmate nyo, yung mga kabatch na hindi naka-join para din yung insights na nakuha nyo, matulungan nyo rin sila. So, yun lang po. Maraming salamat po ulit.
Thank you for that, Sir Philip. Thank you din po for coordinating with us for this event. So to our students, we have an evaluation for this event. So this is under the Office of NEUST, Alumni Affairs Office. So please make sure that you're using your NEUST email so you get to access the evaluation forms. And then we'd also like to take this opportunity to plug an event. So we will be doing an open house with Optum. So this will be on August 5 and 8 at 2 to 5 p.m. So this will be a same-day recruitment event. So there will be interviewers and HR people there to assist and process your applications on the day mismo. So registration is open and free for all. So you can just scan the QR code or look back doon sa aming mga Facebook post for the clickable link. Ayan. So to everyone, we hope that this event helped you, and we look forward to having you guys in the workforce. So please watch out for the next set of webinars that we are hosting for this week and next week. So if ever na gusto nyo pang manood, we have other topics listed on our Facebook page, and you're welcome to join in any of those sessions. So with that, our session ends today, and thank you so much. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Vixie, the automated recruitment assistant of VXI Philippines. Do you want to know how to jumpstart an awesome career? Join VXI and be part of the International ICT Award 2019's Best Employer of the Year finalist, Best Company of the Year, Best Contact Center, Most Innovative Company of the Year for 2 years, Hall of Fame for Best Contact Center and BPO Company of the Year for 2017, 2018, and 2019. We are hiring account representatives for customer service, sales, and technical support. Find us in a site near you. Quezon City, Makati City, Mall of Asia, Pasay, Clark, Pampanga, and Davao City. Enjoy a competitive compensation package and industry best incentives. Apply via Facebook Messenger at VXIPH. Email us at careersph@vxi.com. Text your full name, location, and preferred interview schedule to 0917-777-5555 for Luzon and 0965-932-9745 or 0961-757-83 614 Davao. We can't wait to have you on the team soon. Apply now!
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.